It is 8:48. The multi-award-winning actor, best known, of course, for starring in his roles in My Family and Citizen Smith, Robert Lindsay is now looking forward to returning to the stage in London's West End.
And he joins us now. Well, Robert, we've been talking this morning about how talking about being on stage with a huge crowded audience feels like a sort of different time. When are you going to be able to get back doing it?
It's a year ago. I was on stage at the Birmingham Rep and on tour. The weird thing is, Susanna, I think for actors, performers generally, what's happened over this last year is the complete lack of self-doubt and self-confidence, which comes from not doing it. So we've had to resort to the digital age to communicate and also to flex our muscles. That's why I'm going to do the Three Musketeers later this summer.
So you're doing it online. What is that for an actor where you get your sort of energy from the response? What is that like? Do you read messages that come up on the screen as you're doing it?
Emma Thompson and Amelia Clark and Sanjeev Bhaskar and I did private lives on Zoom a few months ago, which was terrific. Although during the recording, some weird guy turned up who had strangely been invited into the VIP lounge and was in the show suddenly. So we had this curious character. But that's what's the great thing about Zoom. Is
so sorry, who was this guy? Was he an actor?
He wasn't, no. He was a chap who had been invited. My son invited him to see the show, and he suddenly found himself.
Was it like an old-fashioned crossed line we used to get back in the day, in the sort of the 80s, on your phone, where a random person would pop up on your phone line?
Well, that's exactly what my daughter's done. She's written the Three Musketeers, and the FoolHardy Productions have adapted it purely for audio and for streaming online. So it should be very interesting. It's going to be full of surprises and a very, very wacky. Oh, I've just seen my badge. Can you see my badge?
We can. Is that your vaccination badge?
AstraZeneca.
Very nice.
I think I've got one of those
We'll talk
badges.
about that in just a moment. Were you particularly digitally capable before the advent of lockdown, or have you had to embrace it sort of pretty quickly?
Ben, no one of my age is digitally capable. Let's just be honest here. I have to rely entirely on my sons, who one of whom is in bed at the moment. I'm desperate. Just in case I get cut off, I have to scream.
The line's gone down. And your daughter credits Three Musketeers for her own existence, doesn't she? I mean, it's a very important play in your lives.
Yes, it is. Well, her mother and I did the Three Musketeers at the Royal Exchange in Manchester way back in the 80s. And yes, of course, my daughter said if it hadn't been for that production, she wouldn't be here. But she's always wanted to adapt the play or the story. And she was about to get it on stage earlier last year. And of course, COVID interrupted like that so many productions. Anyway, that's going to be streamed very, very soon. So I thought I was going to play D'Artagnan, but apparently they told me I was too old.
I'd imagine your daughter's
now playing a younger version of myself, apparently.
What's it like working for your daughter?
Working for my daughter? Yeah, there's no answer to that, actually. Yeah, my kids, all my boys, my two boys and my daughter seem to rule the roost as far as I'm concerned.
So Three Musketeers is on in June, online.
And you get your tickets, which is rather exciting now because the FoolHardy and they've donated some of the funds to the Royal Theatrical Fund, which I'm very close to. And also you can get tickets through local theatres, which of course have not been supported that well during this crisis by our governmental bodies. As you know, most of the industry is struggling on its knees, basically.
And can you reassure people that when they log in to watch, they won't accidentally appear as part of the show.
As an
Although
extra
maybe
idea.
you
I think
could
that's
sell
the whole-
VIP tickets where that actually is a possibility. I mean,
think
frankly,
that's
we're
the whole
all
point.
looking of new ways to entertain ourselves right now, aren't we?
I think it would be great if you two appeared right in the middle for no reason at all. I mean, we may even work on that.
Just utterly random.
Just throw an extra spanner into the works.
Or if the play just appeared on my dress. You see,
Yeah,
that's,
we
that's
could do.
another
We've
thing
been doing that. We've been having too much
been
fun with that.
happening this morning.
Robert, it's lovely to see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Mustn't forget Anything Goes, by the way, which opens at the Barbican in July, OK?
And that's real. That's actually people sitting down in the auditorium, watching
Sitting down
actors.
next to each other, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Felicity Kendall's in that one as well, isn't it? So it's going to be a
Absolutely. My
fabulous
Carrie Wilmer.
cast.
That's Melody and Megan. That's me.
And that's you. Robert Lindsay, thanks very much indeed.
Great to see you, Robert.
And
Thank you
that's
this
us.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Britain.